Hey guys, I'm Gabby and welcome to my channel. And if you're returning, thank you so much and welcome back. So guys, in today's video, let's talk about how I screwed up my husband's naturalization. He doesn't exactly know yet, so y'all the first to know. It's not a big screw up, but it's a screw up nonetheless. We'll get into it, okay? We'll get into it. So hopefully this will be a learning lesson for y'all what not to do, okay? All right. So my husband has applied for his US citizenship. We are still in a holding pattern though. We're in a holding stage. He's completed everything, but they need more documentation. So that's what we're doing now. So basically, you can apply for citizenship after you've been a U.S. resident for at least 5 years. You've been here living as a U.S. permanent resident for 5 years, and you have not stayed outside of the U.S. for longer than 6 months at a time whenever you're making trips abroad. But the good thing about being married to a U.S. citizen is that you only have to have been a U.S. permanent resident for 3 years. So that's the cool thing about one of the good caveats about being married to a U.S. citizen. If you've been with that U.S. citizen, married with the person for 3 years, y'all been living together for 3 years, that person has been a citizen for at least those 3 years, then you can apply for your citizenship after 3 years. So that is the case with my husband. He's been here for 3 years now, living here in the U.S. for 3 years now, and he was able to apply for his citizenship. And once you found out if you're eligible, you can go ahead to USCIS website, create an account there, an online account there. If you haven't already, I would suggest you do, and submit your form N400. That is the application for naturalization form that you will fill out online. Submit all your documentations to prove that you're eligible. This will be things like your green card, if you're married, your marriage certificate, any evidence showing that you've been living as a U.S. citizen for the past 3 years with you and your spouse. You have to upload all those documents to the website. And of course, you gotta pay the money. It's $725 for the naturalization, and you will pay that online. You can pay through your checking account, but you can also pay with a debit or a credit card. Once you paid it, then they will schedule a biometric appointment with you. And at the biometric appointment, basically what they're gonna do is just get some identification from you. So they're gonna take your fingerprints, they're going to have you sign your signature, and they're gonna ask you a few questions. And it's basically they're gonna take this information and do like a background check, and just to identify you basically. The appointment itself is probably 10 or 15 minutes. The waiting time up until the appointment, that's where you're going to spend the majority of the time of your wait. So be prepared to sit there. We went to a U.S. field office here in Georgia, and we probably were there for about 2 hours. Yeah, so on that I-797 form, they'll tell you everything that you need to bring to this biometric appointment, but they'll tell you exactly what you need to bring. It'll be all identification type things: green card, driver's license, birth certificate, things like that. Make sure you read that letter well, and make sure you have everything that they're asking for when you go to the appointment. After the appointment, they will schedule your interview. You'll get a letter in the mail with your interview date and time and where you need to go. You're going to take a civics test. Yes, so that's the other thing. You're going to take a test that you're going to have to know basically the history of the U.S., things that even the U.S.'s own citizens don't know. We don't pay attention in school in the boring U.S. history class, so we don't remember this stuff. We don't know this stuff, but they expect for y'all to know it. But yeah, so don't fret about that, because you can go to the USCIS website. They have a study guide there for you. It's 100 questions. No, they're not going to ask you all the 100 questions. They may ask you up to 10 of those questions. There's also people that post videos here on YouTube. That's what my husband used. It was one in particular. If I can find out where it is, I will link it below. the lady went over the 100 questions and gave the answers, and he used that to kind of help him with the test. They're also going to test your reading and writing understanding of English. So they may ask you a question and have you fill in the blanks. Like they may say, the President of the United States is blank, and you'll have to fill in the blank. Then you'll have to say the President of the United States is President Biden, you know. Yeah, they had like a laptop or a iPad type thing, and he had to select an answer or something like that. Basically, they just want to make sure that you, it's real simple, you know, make sure you understand English. You can understand and comprehend the English language. And then they'll give you the test. My husband passed the test, but they said that they needed more information. So this is the letter that he got that gave him his interview results here, right? And on it, they checked the box that said that he passed. They checked the box that said that he passed, but that they needed more information from him, okay? So he received this letter that basically said that they needed what they needed. And it's basically saying that they needed a certified copy of his birth certificate. Basically says submit proof that you have been married and living in a marital union with your spouse from the 3 years prior to filing your N-400, which may include but is not limited to the following: state and federal income tax disclosures, leases and mortgages, bills or receipts showing both you and your spouse's name, current letter from your employer, documentation is indicating a joint bank account, birth certificates of children listing you and your spouse's name, and any other evidence that you wish to submit. So basically proof that these past 3 years that you said you've been married, prove to us that you've been in a marriage and you've been living together with your spouse. I guess because they're saying we're taking off 2 years. Everybody else had to wait 5 years, but we're giving you 3 years, so prove to us that you deserve these 3 years, is basically what they're saying. They were saying that they didn't have any of his information, but let me tell y'all what I did, and I just figured this out. And when I tell my husband, guys, I submitted his daughter's birth certificate instead of his. So that's why they didn't have that information. But they didn't say specifically, oh, we don't have your birth certificate. They was like, we just don't have your information. But they had everything else, all the evidence proving that we were living together for the past 3 years. I submitted all IRS tax transcripts and things from the previous 3 years. But I resubmitted those because they asked for it. And because I was tripping, I was like, I have everything online. Everything is submitted online. They don't see it, blah, blah, blah. But now that I figured out, okay, girl, you didn't put his birth certificate in there. I'm going to, well, I have already uploaded that to the website, but I mailed it in, but I'm going to go ahead and just upload everything again. Because we still have a couple of days before the 13th. So the moral of the story is to check everything that you do. This is something that I know, but somehow I don't know. I don't know how the heck I did that. So it can easily happen to any of us. Double, triple check. It took me all of that time to figure it out. But he's gonna be so mad at me, y'all. Okay. But yeah. So double check and make sure you're submitting everything you're supposed to submit. So hopefully they'll be able to review his information and come back and approve him for his citizenship. So yeah, guys, I hope you found this helpful in some way. It was more so to tell y'all how I messed up than anything else. But if you have any questions specific to naturalization, leave them below in the comment section. If you want me to do another video and kind of walk y'all through or whatever, just let me know. I'm here to help. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It's free. Come on. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.